Welcome to DWI Steelers segment. Fellas, great win today. It was a great day to be a Steelers. Listen, we missed last week because something came up. You guys understand. But if you're just tuning in, we are DWI and we are your hosts. That's Dude, that's Wax, I'm Ellie. If you've been here with us on our journey, you know what this is all about. So without further ado, fellas, let's get into it. Fellas, let's get right into it. Dude, I'm gonna come at you first, man. How do you feel about that win after that loss against the Cowboys last week?
It was good, man. We needed a nice bounce back game, and we finally cracked that 30-point mark that that everybody's looking for.
It's been haunting us, man.
Right. So like it was a good game. It started out kind of like it was going to be a typical one-score game, but TJ Watt happened, and like punched that ball out twice.
Oh, yeah.
We had a nice punt block. That shit came in the clutch. So it was a nice effort on all three phases of the ball.
Nice. So Wax, how you feeling about today's victory?
Shit, man, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I like the way we came out aggressive. Like the first half was kind of like a little bit slow. But second half, we picked it up, started scoring. TJ Watt is a goddamn animal.
He's a monster.
He's making a run for Defensive Player of the Year again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And our offense actually, held their own today. We got in the end zone a couple of different times. Special teams helped out. Like, all good, man. I'm happy with this game.
Right, man, I can dig it, man. Speaking of offense, I bet you both know why I'm wearing this jersey today. I bet you motherfuckers know why I'm wearing this jersey.
Listen, shout out Najee.
Okay, now listen, I will tell you why I'm wearing this jersey if you guys at home don't know. But I said matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say shit, Wax. I'm not even gonna tell them a damn thing until they do three things.
And what's that?
That's like, share, and subscribe, because it costs you nothing. It don't cost you a dime to do those three things. And dude, I think you got something to add on to that.
Yeah, get in that comment section. Let us know what you felt about the game.
Okay, I will tell them. Reason why I got this jersey on is because my man did his motherfucking thing, man. My boy Najee, man, he came through, man. He had 14 carries for $106. So I said it in the previous episodes a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't putting his jersey back on until he eclipses 100 yards, and he did so in a most devastating fashion. I know those damn DBs and linebackers was devastated when that brother was making and moving and grooving, making his way around town. That's all I gotta say.
Give it to him, Wax.
That's all I gotta say.
No, I'm not even gonna go in on him.
Please do.
Nah, because he did his damn thing today, so I'm gonna give him his credit, man.
My man.
I just wish he would do this every other week,
right?
If not every week, you know what I'm saying? Right. Then I wouldn't talk shit on him.
I got you.
I appreciate his effort today, and I know he tries to do that every week. But it just seems like his first couple of steps are slow, and he doesn't have the vision to hit the right holes or something. I can't, but he did a good job today. That's all I'm going to leave it at that.
I'll give him his due today. He definitely looked like a third-round running back today.
There you go, man. No dude had 7.6 yards of straight, man.
He did his thing. He did his thing today. I ain't going to hate on him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been waiting for it. I've been looking. You know what I mean? And he finally, showed what he can do, and I hope he keeps it up. And like I said, I don't have no problem giving him his due. If he keeps doing it, then I'll take everything I said about him back. But
I won't.
Right? I
won't.
I won't take it back, but I'll at least give him his credit when it's due. I give him his credit when it's due.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna say it because I know one thing. This motherfucker did his thing today, so get off his back, Jack. And I'm speaking to everybody.
For a week. We'll
I'm
stay off
speaking
his
to
back.
everybody at home that said, yeah, 1.6 yards a carry. You know, these motherfuckers be on him. Even we do.
Right.
But that's for the betterment of our team. That's one thing that you guys, I, myself, and the viewers at home all share in common is that we love our Steelers.
Right. And we all see it in him. You know what I mean? We see the talent there, but it's just like, but it's just like sometimes it's like it's pulling teeth trying to get it out of him, man, where he does it too late in the season where it kind of don't matter anymore. So I want to see him do this and do this more frequently.
Right. I was going to say, let me intervene real quick, Phil. A lot of the time well, not a lot of the time, but sometimes it's not really his fault also.
Right.
Because our line is still young. They're still learning. We got injuries on our front line and everything like that. But that, you know, I just need that production out of him every week so I can, you know, not really be such a harsh critic on him. Like, because I want him to win. I want him to succeed. I want him to help our team win. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, like, talk shit on him, but, like, I just need that work out of you every week.
Right. So you heard it, Najee. You heard it here first, man. We need you to have positive energy leading into this next game, just like you did today. Hit those marks. Quarterbacks, do your due diligence. Justin Fields, speaking of due diligence, that brother is a running machine, man. He had 2 touchdowns, man. Out of the 4 touchdowns he got 2 more today. Yeah. So for that, I'm pretty proud of the young man.
Yeah, he had 11 carries for 59 yards.
Dude, that's smoking.
That's
man.
not bad. I mean, he like passing wise was only 145, but I feel like, you know, I mean, the third down runs that he runs, man, are crucial. Like they're crucial. Like I'm team Fields. Like I wouldn't put Wilson in there as yet. I'd still let Fields ride with it for now. You know what I mean? Till I see him lose the game.
Right. And
then I might even give him a mulligan and let him, you know what I mean, if he stinks at that one game, it's like, you know, let him see if he can bounce back from that one too. So
but what you don't want to do, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what you don't want to do is pretty much ostracizing to the point where it skews his confidence.
Right.
You know, you don't. We've seen that happen a million times. We've seen it happen to Russ. You know, no disrespect to Russ, but we've seen coaches and management manage their talent poorly by telling him something that would maybe counterproductive to his growth.
Right.
And in doing so, they don't know what irreparable damage that they're creating by doing that.
Right.
So best thing to do is, you know, scold him, tell him what he needs to do. You know, I mean, it's in our nature to be able to give it to somebody if they mess up. And by giving it to somebody, I'm telling them that, you know, where you went wrong at.
Right.
But you got to do it in such a nature to where if you do break it down, you got to build it back up.
Right.
So I would do the exact same thing you said. I'm not taking him out if he messes up a game or if he loses it.
What about you, Wax? You have any men?
You have to now. You have to, you know, run with him for a while. Like, even if he blows the game, I give him like 2 games. You know what I mean? Maybe, like, you know, Tomlin's going to give him at least 2.5.
I don't know. I can't call it
because Tomlin, he's going with the vet.
Right. I got a feeling Tomlin's going to go to Wilson when he wants to, but
I don't think so.
I wouldn't, on the simple reason because if you do go to Wilson and then say he stinks it up, like that trickles down to the rest of the team. Now their confidence is down.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So
one bad apple does spoil the bunch.
Right.
Now you gotta.
They're gonna be looking like we was winning, and then you took the guy that was helping us win the games out. So I don't know. I can't call it with Coach T sometimes. So we'll see.
I was gonna say, man, if you have 2 quarterbacks with issues now, like confident issues, I can't even talk now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a good look.
Right.
You know, so you have to. Plus, you have to run with the starting QB, which is Fields. Like, it's his team to run right now.
You got them both looking in the mirror like, what's my motivation? Who am I?
Right.
You know, both of those motherfuckers is questioning themselves.
Sierra's over here like, you're better than him.
Go get your position now.
Like Future would have.
Oh, man. You think she be throwing that up in his face?
She better not. I doubt it. She better not be. That'd be some cold shit.
Or if she wakes up, Future, I mean, Charles, dinner's ready. Oh, I thought I was Miss Netta, just fucking around with you and shit. But nah, man. So let me ask y'all this. Do you feel like if we get our act together as far as offensively in the first half, opposed in the second half, do you guys feel like we're going to have more productive outcomes?
Yeah, I mean, because we've been starting off slow. We've been starting off slow on both sides of the ball.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah, we do. We've been starting off real slow. So if we can get that going sooner, like you said, like, that would definitely trickle down to the rest of the game and keep it more consistent. Because, like, I'm tired of the inconsistency. And the play calling is, sometimes it's just like, I mean, like, it's better than Canada slightly, but just slightly. You know what I mean?
Junior high-ish.
Right. It's like you like that reverse pass that he ran was like, come on,
Lord,
bro.
have mercy.
There was no time or place for that. Like, this is not college. It's not high school. Just run a play.
I was gonna say, especially when you see them blitzing all the goddamn time, getting in the backfield.
Right.
2 out of the 4 plays that we run.
That was a cornerback blitz.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we have a shaky line right now. You're trying to pull some special plays, like that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
And I don't like running. They keep running tosses to Najee, and I don't like those. Like, I just give him the ball and let him go up in between the tackles. You know what I mean? Like, he's not fast enough to get to the outside. So
basically 7 through to 6.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
I can agree. I can definitely agree because that's where he does his most damage.
Right.
And then he'll bounce it out, or
Right.
you know what I mean?
Like he did on that long run.
Right. He had a nice little shake. And
Right.
then punched it. I was like, that's
I was
Najee out
surprised.
there?
I was like, oh, hey, he actually ran to where there wasn't people.
I'm going to tell you who he looked like. He looked like me out there running that ball. I'm going to tell you that right now because I was a fucking stallion.
Anyway.
Oh, my bad. The young man reminded me of myself so much, I went back to when I was playing, man. That brother took me back, man. I was like, oh, shit, he look like me running.
You had your Al Bundy moment.
Yeah, I did. You see me just go into it. It comes out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for any inconvenience I may have caused. But nah, man, the brother did his thing. I feel like Justin did his thing. What about that touchdown that got taken back by Freiermuth when he went over the line? When Justin went over the line of scrimmage and passed the ball.
Oh, yeah. Illegal pass downfield.
Yeah. Like that, to me, it was like a deflating moment because like we had to go kick after that.
Right.
Which I thought it was going to be like, a touchdown. We go up by 2 touchdowns at that point.
Right.
And then that's when we dig the hooks in. Right. But it didn't work like that and we had other plans. So to still successfully get 30 points out of that game, I was happy.
Right.
Yeah.
This was a victory to where not only did I feel like we showed up and showed out, but everybody came to play. The boy Watt, the boy Harris, the boy Justin, but one guy that I didn't see show up today on that offense.
Who was that?
That's GP, are you with me? George Pickens. Where's he been at, man? I mean, he got a fine last week for wearing that damn face paint that said, I'm fucking open.
Right.
But when they throw him the ball,
right, he misses it. It's
right.
It's like, bro, you're not good enough to act like an asshole yet, man. Like,
in your eyes, what you think he would have to do in order to get asshole privileges?
I mean, ball out
for a game.
No, he got to ball every game. He got to be the reason why there's 2 safeties back there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so we can open up the rest of the field. But
right.
He's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's good and his potential is through the roof. But you can't get it by just potential. You gotta put the work in on the field and put good tape out there because the tape he's putting out there. He's losing money every time he steps foot on the field. He's losing money on his next contract, and he's going to be up for a contract pretty soon.
Well, what makes you say that, dude?
Because any team that's watching him is seeing you jogging on routes. They're seeing you braggadocious and talking shit and not producing. They're seeing that, and they're going to use They're going to use all of that to give you less money. They're not going to, they put when they negotiate for contracts, they put it all on the table.
So do you feel like at this point he might be considered a liability to some?
Yeah.
How about you, Wax?
I feel the same way. That was my guy coming in. You know what I mean? I'm still a fan, but like you have to do more before you can even act like that. Right. I mean, you shouldn't be acting like that anyway. But that's just the stereotype with the wide receiver. You know what I mean? They're divas. Like, they talk shit, they brag, whatever, but they also back it up.
Right.
You
That's
have
the key
to
word.
back it up.
Right.
Like, because Duve is right. Like, whenever your future contract comes, they're going to hold you accountable for all the times you drop the ball, all the times you cause commotion on or off the field. Like, that shit all comes into play. Just keep that in mind, young man, and you might get somewhere, man. I'm telling you.
He gonna be at home watching like, keep these nuts in my motherfucker. But nah, man, my nigga's right, man. So listen up, young buck. Straight up, you might listen. Just explain it to him like this: follow these rules, you'll have mad bread to break them. I feel exactly like you do, because in a certain situation such as the NFL, those guys are prima donnas and divas. So it reminds me of a guy who's just showing up to work for his first day, like, oh man, these motherfuckers gonna know who I am. They're gonna respect me like they don't know what you can do yet.
Right.
But if you want to take that approach, by all means, go ahead, because that's a recipe for destruction moving forward in any work environment.
Right.
So if you're getting paid a lot of money to do it, count your motherfucking chickens, homeboy.
Right. Take some pride in it, man. Take some pride in yourself. Like I said, the tape you put out there is your resume. You know what I mean? If you putting a bad resume out there, don't get mad when you ain't getting what you think you're supposed to get.
Right.
And I get it to a certain point. He's frustrated because we're not a passing offense, but like, that don't mean nothing. You still gotta, when the plays that's called, you still gotta run them.
I was going to say,
execute them.
I was going to say, and when they throw you the ball, catch
Right.
that motherfucker.
Right.
Like, I don't know what the hell all of this shit is. Catch the ball, man. You've been doing this shit all your life, man. It's nothing new.
Nothing new. So I will say that, offensively, with the exception of him having a lacklustrous week this week, he has showed up many games before that. So this isn't a let's shit on George Pickens day, but we're going to make you aware and make you accountable for your piss poor production and productivity, as we do as such with everybody. This is an equal opportunity to get harassed when you're on the DWI spectrum.
Because we know you got it in you.
Fucking right.
We've seen it. We know you got it. You just got to dig and make sure we see it all the time.
You know what it is? He brought that report card home with all A's on it, and we expect that shit out of him moving forward.
Right.
You remember when you used to bring home a good report card and you'd be half happy and shit, like, yeah, man, I went ahead and got A's and B's. Like, see, I knew you can do it. Now don't let me see you get another C or D on your report card. I'm going to whoop your ass.
He coming back with C's and D's now. Like, nah, bro, we done seen you. You already brought them A's back.
Yeah, we knew that it could happen now. Now we don't want no excuse on why you ain't getting it. So that's what type of world we live in, and that's what type of standards that you're going to be held by. That's just the way that it is. So moving forward, defensively, I seen your boy Pat Queen. He stepped up today, Wax.
Yeah, he was doing his thing, man.
He looked a little bit like, I ain't even gonna say out of place, because he's been here he's been here with us for 6 weeks now. So it looked like today he was getting into his own in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
He was moving around. I was happy with his performance somewhat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel like T.J. Watt showed up and showed out.
You can't even bring up the defense without bringing up that dude.
That motherfucker is always creating something. He's like, if they ain't gonna pass and I can't get a sack,
right, I'm gonna punch this ball out.
Right.
He's a game wrecker, man. Like, he changed the game twice for us. You know what I mean? Like they was getting ready to score. I think was they gonna go up at that point? I think they might have been they was taking the lead, and he punched that ball out there on the goal line. I'm like,
listen,
clutch.
DPOY.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
robbed him last year. He's coming back with a vengeance this year. Even though y'all's chipping him and you got like a double team on him and shit, he's still creating havoc.
Right.
He's a fucking animal, man.
So basically what you're saying is he's the defensive player of the year for those of y'all that may have rode that tiny little bus. But don't get mad, because there's room on that bus for a lot more people. I will say this. I agree with you. But I'm not saying shit, Wax.
Until what?
Until they do 3 things.
And what's that?
That's like, share, and subscribe. Pass this along to your friends, and that way they can get in on the argument too. Because we're coming to you live and direct with the best Steelers content in the land. Right. So, dude, let me ask you this. As far as a grading, how would you grade us today?
I would probably give us. I would give us a B. I would go B because it was the beginning of the game started out shaky, but all around I would probably say a B.
Okay. How about you, Wax?
I'm a tough one, man. But I'd say probably a B minus.
I knew you was going to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I know we can do better.
Right.
I know, we should have demolished that team, even though we kind of did. We should have smashed them.
Right.
So you're giving us an 80%. That's what a B minus is. Like it's almost a 79.
Yeah, it a B minus. That's what I'm gonna give him.
He's hard to please.
What you got?
I mean, I'm just still thinking about that B minus he's
giving them an A.
And you damn right I'm giving him an A. You know why I'm giving him an A, Wax? Because I'm going to do y'all both a favor. I'm going to hop up on this motherfucking ledge and jump right out of it. That's what the fuck I do. And y'all know I do it because I'm doing a thing right now. And if you guys at home don't know because you're just tuning in, I'm wheeling, Wax.
And what else?
And I'm dealing.
Okay.
Fellas, we might not have won 16-1 like I said, but I'm damn close. 4-2.
I mean, I'm with it.
4-2, we're on our way. Fellas, we on our way. I must just say it like that. Now, we're going to play a team next week.
Hold on, before you do that, I want to give a shout out to Steeler Nation because y'all showed the fuck up out there in Vegas. And we took that whole goddamn stadium over. You seen the videos that we put at the beginning, man? We had the whole crowd was black and gold.
Right.
We took the whole shit over. Shout out Steeler Nation, man.
Best
crowd, best fan base in the business, man.
Right. You got that from our people out in Las Vegas.
I got people. We had peoples at the game. Yeah. I mean, because it was packed in that joint, and it was all Steelers, man. You seen when Muth caught the ball, you could hear it. It was like, man, TJ was pumping everybody up. Man.
It looked like a home game out there,
bruh.
One of the announcers said, "If I wasn't thinking right, I looked like I could see the Monongahela."
Right.
And for those of y'all that don't know, that's a river in the Berg that you might find yourself in if you're not a Steeler fan. So with that being said, shout out. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For keeping it real and definitely letting us know that the shit was live out there and it was a good game and it was good to have that type of content. Yeah. But I give them an A.
I knew you were.
I know you know I was because I'm wheeling and or dealing. So if I'm not dealing, that means I'm wheeling. And when I wheel, I will. I'm not talking about WHEEL as far as driving a wheel. I'm talking about WILLING. I'm willing. I'm willing this to happen. I'm putting my will out there and saying, thy will be done. No, I'm kidding. But nah. I'm saying that to say this. I wanted a good schedule this week. I wanted to play some great teams and see some good Steeler football, and this is what we got. Now, a lot of people they might feel like we're going to the back half of our schedule, and it's scary hours, Wax. They might feel like we're going to the back half of the schedule, and we should be perplexed or going into it with some apprehensiveness. That's not how I feel.
How you feel?
I feel like we can take these 2 feet, put them down on the ground, and start kicking people directly in the ass. We play the Jets next week.
I wish I felt the same way you do, but I'm still skeptical. I've seen us play bad, and the Raiders are terrible. So, we'll see.
Well,
that's why I take this. That's why I say it's a B because the game was still in the balance midway through the third quarter, and it shouldn't have been. So, I'm still leery about what we can do.
And that's why I didn't want to rain on anybody's parade and, hate too much because we still did win. We won by a bunch, but we have a lot of improvement. We need a lot of improvement before we come in talking shit.
My knees are hurting right now.
Why is that?
Because I'm up to my knees in Aaron Rodgers' shit. Wax, we owe that motherfucker.
Yes, we do.
He's healthy right now.
For
motherfucker
now.
Been out there moving and grooving for these last couple of weeks. But y'all must have forgot. I don't forget. That's one thing. I might forgive a motherfucker, but I don't forget shit. So that means 10, 20, 15, 30 years from now, you got something coming. I can remember a time when Aaron Rodgers played for the Packers of Green Bay. Mm-hmm. And that motherfucker was moving and grooving and cut us out of that Super Bowl win. You remember that shit?
I do.
You remember that shit, dude? So we owe that motherfucker.
Right.
I'm talking about Watt coming from that damn, off of that edge, crushing down, putting foot to ass. I'm talking about if we are getting Highsmith back, that wouldn't be a bad time to get him back.
Right.
Because we owe that motherfucker. He robbed us of so much joy as far as being able to have them double championships in that era. Right. So I want to see him get his ass kicked, bruh.
Right.
It's about to happen.
Because they stink. Well, I mean, we'll see. They play the Bills tonight. They might be playing them right now. Jets
right.
2-3. They just fired their head coach. They playing the Bills tonight. They might, so we'll see how that game goes. Bills probably gonna be in that ass. Hopefully,
they're in trouble.
Yeah,
they're in trouble.
No, actually, do they got the Bills tonight? My bad. They got the Bills tomorrow. They got the Bills. All right, they got the Bills Monday night. So, you know what I mean? So they're coming in. They're playing us on a short week. Coming into Pittsburgh on a short week, and we, you know what I mean, prime time. So, like Phil was saying, we got to get our revenge for Aaron Rodgers, because he can be beat. He ain't the same guy.
Nah, he don't got the same team.
Nah, he don't got the same team. He ain't the same dude. His legs don't work like they used to. He's throwing picks. You know what I mean? Get them the fuck out of here.
We just can't have another repeat of that Flacco incident when Flacco came back. Because he knows our defensive schemes. He does.
Well, he's savvy enough that he's been around to know, like, if you give him some milk toast shit, he's going to dunk that shit needed. So
now, I do want to ask you this. My favorite part of the segment. Prediction time. Wax, I'm going to ask you first. What you think that score is going to be?
24-17 Steelers.
Not bad. 17 just seems to be a common number around these parts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 20-13.
Okay.
Let's say 2013 Steelers.
Let me see. All right, I'm on my way. I'm on my way back to Narnia.
All right.
So I'm going to say 24-7.
Okay.
Just for the simple fact that, like, they didn't have to score again. That was like, we were going into our second phase of the game tonight, so they kind of backed off on defense. I feel like they let them get that 14-point cushion for them to have that when we were up by double digits at that point. I think it was 28-14. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like they got that touchdown as more as it was that we gave them that, just by, not keeping the intensity high, which we shouldn't do that when we play good teams.
Right.
Because at any moment that could come back to bite you.
Right. I think like you said, they just realized that the game was pretty much, we were already up like 3 scores, so it's like they'd had to score, get the onside score,
right.
Get the onside, so they kind of let up a little bit. But
I feel that. That's how I feel.
Right. But you can't do that. You can't do that against Aaron Rodgers.
No way. You got to keep like as Wax would say, you got to keep your foot on the gas.
Right.
And does this satisfy you, I guess, Wax, from the last time we talked about this, as far as having a nice run and being up by a nice margin?
I mean, for now it does. Like, I'll take this. Like I said, man, I'm not going to be a hater anymore, I guess. But we need to do this shit every week, though. Or at least go down trying to do this.
Right. I wouldn't even call you a hater. I just feel like the expectations are set.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And we need them to meet the expectations.
I mean, but for the viewers out there that don't hang out with me or, don't know too much about me, it probably comes off like I'm hating. But y'all know me. Y'all know where I'm coming from.
I just feel like you're keeping it real.
Yeah, man. We've been doing this for how many years now?
Right.
As long as we've been Steeler fans. And that's holding them to their, the outcome of the expectations of the fans.
Yes, sir.
I just wish they would understand that it's okay to start out the game on a high note. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of waiting around to the second quarter, so midway through the second quarter to the third quarter to put your foot on the gas. It's okay to kick a team in their ass at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Go up 35-15 real quick.
Something, anything, like, defensively and offensively. Because defensively, they marched right down the field on the first drive of the game again. This is like the third week in a row.
The Soul Train line.
Yeah, they lined up and danced all over us.
And I feel like defense is what sets the tone.
Right. And when they do that, it kind of puts more pressure on the offense. So it's like, I want the offense to be able to to match that, and you know what I mean, and start out, get a touchdown on the first drive. It's okay. You're all right. Throw the ball a little bit. You know, open up the offense a little bit more.
You made a good point just now, saying that it puts a lot more pressure on the offense. But do you feel like week after week, year after year, offenses put more pressure on the defense?
Yeah.
But do you feel like, and this is a curveball, and Wax, I'm gonna need your input on this as well. Do you feel like defense is the position to where you can insist that we make a play happen for the productivity of the whole team?
I mean, you can't count on it. You know, I mean, you can hope and wish that you can make a play, but you can't count on those turnovers. TJ is TJ, but, if TJ doesn't punch that ball out, those 2 times, the game could have been completely different.
Right.
My thing is I don't like the way Coach Tomlin, this is what he sets out to make the game mucky like that. He likes these kind of games. I don't. I want to kick a team in their ass and keep kicking them in their ass. I don't want to keep a team around, especially bad teams. Like if it's a bad team, like why keep them around? Just beat them up and get them out of get out of the stadium.
Right, because that's only going to make your team stronger. Because after you start whooping on these, after you start beating ass, then you get the guys that don't get that much playing time in. Right. They get a little bit more experience and they become better. It's a program. Like Tom Brady made a living off of just whooping teams' ass for how many years? And everybody was, except for Steelers and maybe like 2 other teams, but everybody else was scared to play them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's because they came out with foot to ass.
Right. And then by the third or fourth quarter, they can kind of take a little bit of a break, like you said, and let a couple other people play. But it just never happens with us because Coach Tomlin's philosophy is like to win like it's 1975, and it's like, nigga, it's fucking 2024. Like, you got to win with offense these days.
High octane offense at that.
Listen, the league has been telling you for the last 10, 15 years we want offense, and then what do? We go spend $140 million on defense. If you do that, your defense better be the best shit.
Spectacular.
Yes, they better be the best ever made. And so far, we've had a few good games. I wouldn't say we're the best ever, but we showed out today a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say your defense better be your offense.
Pretty much.
And what I mean by that is your defense better be getting so many fumble recoveries and interceptions where they're taking it back to the crib for 6 points that it helps your offense. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so
because if you don't spend money on offense like we don't, this is what you get. You know what I mean? Like they should have put a little bit more on offense this year. Like Van Jefferson's not cutting it. Like you should have went out and tried to find another receiver, man, because he's not it.
Right.
And Calvin Austin is okay, but he's that's about it.
He's mid.
Right.
He's mid. He had a couple good plays in the last couple weeks, but right now I'd give him a C. Average C.
Right.
I feel like it's the routes that they have him running. They don't ever have him run good routes.
It could, but also it might not even be the routes. It might be the route runner, though. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Because I don't know. I've never been a receiver, but like I know if you run crispy routes, you can get open on any route, pretty much. So
you feel like he's not open based off of his productivity?
Maybe, because I don't really I don't focus on him whenever they hike the ball. I'm usually watching the line and the quarterback until they throw the receiver the ball. Right. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it could be him altogether, or it could be the routes he's running.
I mean, I seen a stat, this was last week, where, they have a rating system where the receivers are rated on their separation. And the Steelers are damn near dead last, and wide receivers separating from their defender and shit. So that alone tells you. Now George Pickens was top 10 in separating from his defender, but the Steelers as a whole are damn near dead last, which tells you if George is top 10 and we're still dead last, damn near, like
that means there's nobody else.
That means nobody's getting open. That means nobody's getting open.
So it's the route runner.
Good call.
And it could be the routes and the plays that they are running.
Routes are junior highish.
They might be.
I mean, we need to add, a little bit more wrinkles because like the routes they're running is so like
basic.
Basic.
Yeah.
Easy to cover.
And that was the thing where, that was my issue with Smith in the first place. Is like I would have rather had like a younger dude that like a McVay type of dude that can scheme guys open. Like we're not scheming anybody open.
Right. Run some play actions like
Something.
we talk about.
Let me say this though. It's old boy's first year, our offensive coordinator, right? It's our 6th game. So it might be because he's still trying to figure out his plays that work and plays that don't work, to put a package together. To, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like trial and error.
I get it, but when it's week 6 and your main running back got under 400 yards,
Right.
And it wasn't just based off of his productivity.
And the only running touchdowns we have is Justin Fields all season. Like no running back has a touchdown.
Well, Najee got one today.
Or today. Najee had one today.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been just Justin Fields for 5 games.
Which is ridiculous.
But you got to be able to figure out how to get that mismatch. And we're not getting that mismatch. Right. Like everybody else will scheme like when Tom Brady would be playing. So, all the good ones, their offensive coordinator can scheme up something where their number one receiver is somehow our middle linebacker got to watch him and shit. We don't have none of that shit. We're just basic. He's lining here and he's going there. Like there's no motion. It's like
there's no rub plays.
Yeah, there's no pick plays. No quick hitters. No quick outs. So I don't know.
I'm just happy we're not doing that in the round bullshit. Like
oh my god.
Like,
ugh. He tried today, and you see. Hopefully, that's the last time he pulls that shit.
So you hear that shit, Art? Don't try it again.
Right, cut it out. And like what you were saying, like when it comes to like him trying to get people out of the box, they still, even when they do see 10 in the box, he seems like he still runs it. It's like, man, like you got to let Justin Fields have a little bit more leeway, and so he can check out of some of these runs.
Right.
When you see 10 people in the box, like. You should be able to check out of that shit and run some hot routes and figure that out. I think we were so spoiled with Big Ben being here.
Do it
Big Ben just ran the shit by himself. He see what he saw. He drop a play in the dirt and be able to execute that shit.
Right.
But we're seeing the difference between a Hall of Fame quarterback and
a young up and comer.
Yeah, just a regular old guy. So that's still he still got a chance to be great. I hope
just follow the manuscript.
Right.
And don't be a prima donna before you become a Madonna.
And he seems like he's not. He seems like he's a level-headed kid. So that's one thing I like about Justin Fields. He came in, he wasn't promised that he was going to get the job, but he competed, and he got his shot, and he didn't let it go. So hopefully they reward him with that and don't try that bullshit that I got a feeling Mike Tomlin's going to do.
Right.
We'll see.
If he does,
he go watch our trial again, our Mike Tomlin trial.
It's gonna be swayed the other way. It's gonna be like 99-1,
right.
And that one's gonna be me. But listen, like they say, fellas, all good things must come to an end. Yeah, it must come to an end. So as far as if any of that's gonna happen, it's to be determined, fellas. Right. So with that being said, we're going to do us and them a favor. We're going to come back next week. Same time, same location, different material. Peace.